I'm Tommy Gibbs with UpYourGross.com, and thanks for taking time to watch this video. This video is going to explain a really cool enhancement that we just added to the system. I think you're really going to like it. I can promise you that if you're the dealer or general manager, and certainly the used car manager, if you will pay attention to this particular page when you log on, it's called the scoreboard. If you'll pay attention to the scoreboard, it's really going to kind of tell you what the score is and where you're heading and where there may be some opportunity for you to make some money. Um, Normally, when you would first log into our software, you would see this inventory tab, and this inventory tab would look like this. First thing that pops up, you'd see the action tab, units that you need to take action on, and at the very top of that, you would see this current investment part here, which shows you how much money you have tied up, something called 30/30 health check and dead inventory. I do want to remind you, and that's not the purpose of this video, I want to remind you about why this 30/30 thing is so important. Though you ought to be really looking at this each day. This icon in this particular store right here is red. This is a real dealer's inventory that I've borrowed. With their permission, no doubt. I borrowed their inventory, and I'm sort of the used car manager. So it's not a real accurate picture, but it's pretty darn accurate. This deal is inventory at 30/30. They've got 48% inventory that's under 30 days old. If they sold all those cars this morning, they'd make $28.15. This is red because it's a very high percentage. It's already over 30. They've got 53% that's already over 30, and that gross on those cars, if they sold them for the internet price this morning, would be $468. I hope you can see what a drain these units are on these units. Your goal is to get as many cars under 30 days old as possible. Doesn't mean you have to give your cars away. That's a misconception about what goes on with software like this. It means you've got to identify the most problematic cars. Make sure we retail those cars quickly at some number, and make sure also on those cars you can make money on that you hold out for gross. So let's keep that in mind as we do that. On the right-hand side is what we call dead inventory, which includes any units that are in wholesale or stopped sale, or they have expired their retail life cycle. This dealer has $268,000 worth over here. There's not going to be any money made on that 268. It's a pretty safe bet. But as you scroll down, the bubble chart that I mentioned is what we really want to talk about. This is the enhancement to the scoreboard. As you come across the bottom here, we've got these color schemes going on. The color of the bubble, this is what they represent. If it's a green bubble, it represents auction purchase trade-ins. A blue, custom acquisitions, cars you buy from your customers, is in yellow. Rental cars are in purple, and the gray color is anything else. And that might be something like a car you bought from your lease company or your internal rental car operation or something like that. But the bubbles indicate where the cars came from, so we know what the source of those cars are. As you come across the bottom, you'll notice something called 0 days, 20 days, 40 days, 60, 80, 100, and 120 days. This tells you how old that particular car is. Each bubble represents a car in your inventory. Notice that right here, they have this line that talks about gross profit. So as I go up the side here, I've got minus 2,000, minus 1,000, zero gross, 1,000, 2,000, 3, and so on. But this line here where it says zero gross is red. This line here at 40 days is red. Now, why did we make 40 days the red line? Because every spreadsheet we look at, gross goes south and ROI goes super south whenever a car gets past 40 days old. We're not saying you should be dumping cars at 40. That is not the message. What we want to try to get you to do is to pay attention to everything that's on the right-hand side of 40 days, because if it's over here, the chances of you making much money at all are not good. Just in this example, look at this. I mean, everything that's on the right-hand side has no gross in it. So this dealership is trying to manage their pricing as effectively as they can. They've got a long ways to go. But they've just started on the system, so we're going to get them straight. But I just want to show you that you can see that anything that's past 40 days on this deal, they've got it set in the inventory here and not much gross at all. And anything below the line is a loser. Now, and you can see as you go up here, these are their fresher cars. These are cars that are under 40 days old. You can see there's still some gross in these cars based on looking at the grosses over here. If I want to examine a particular car, if I hover over the bubble, based on the size of the bubble, it tells me the size of the investment. So this particular car here has a big bubble. It's blue, which means it was a trade-in. It gives me all the information when I hover over the bubble about that car. This car is 39 days old. It has a default life cycle of 60. It has 21 days to go. It tells me how much gross we got in the car. We still got 3,500, and it also tells me a little further down there what my cost is on the car. So here's a car that we've got $31,000 tied up in, and it's just about on the bubble. It's 39 days old. As it gets on this side of the red line, the odds of it making money are not especially good. And you can see over here, I'm going to go way over here to this car here. Here's a car here. It's not that big a bubble. It's a decent sized bubble. We've got 14,000 in it. It's 112 days old. It was given a life cycle of 45 days. A lot of you are attempting to use my life cycle management concept with early warning radar. Early warning radar, remember, are problematic cars that you shouldn't give a long life cycle to. But some of you you're not really utilizing it correctly. In other words, like this would be an example of that. This car was given a shorter life cycle. It was given an early warning radar. It was given 45 days, but it's still here at 112. Look, if you're going to assign a car a shorter life cycle, and if you're going to assign an early warning radar to help you keep your eye on it, this car should have already been priced at a price point to make it go away. It was problematic for some reason. I don't know why it was problematic. It came from a rental car company. Maybe that's what it was. They know they overpaid for it. But the car shouldn't still be here. I mean, this is insanity. Now I want to go back over here. Look at these little bubbles. They're smaller investments. I'm going to come back to this car. So let's say on this Tundra, we want to change the price on this car, and we want to take a look at it and analyze it. If you click on the bubble, it takes you right to that vehicle in your inventory page, and there's the vehicle. It tells you all about it. If you wanted to change the price on it, you hit the review button. If you're properly set up with vAuto, and if this doesn't work for you, if you need to be signed into vAuto, if you click on this, it doesn't work. We have to get vAuto to connect you in that way, but it's really a simple process. We just have to get in touch with them, or you can actually call your performance manager, and they should be able to do it. But if they're confused about it, reach out to us and to get it. But normally what would happen is if you wanted to change the price, you click the review button. It integrates right into your vAuto pricing page for that particular unit, and you can change the price on it. So it's really kind of nice that if you're in the scoreboard section here and you see a car and you go, oh my gosh, what's going on with this car? And you click on it, you hover over it, and you look at the information, you can click on that, it'll take you right to that vehicle so you can make the price change. I really believe that if you are the GM, used car manager, or the dealer principal, if you would look at this page every day and pay attention to what I would call the outliers. In other words, anything that's on the right-hand side of this line, which is 40 days, pay attention to it, get on top of it. See, we should be getting on top of this car right here. It's starting to age out on us. But if you pay attention to those, and anything that's close to this red line or below this red line, you really got to get on it as well, because you're not going to make any money on it, and it's only going to get worse the further out it goes. I mean, these bubbles that are out here that we call outliers, these are the ones that are going to eat your lunch. You're not going to make any money on these cars. Just look at this example. And this red line here is 40 days. Almost everything on this side of the red line ain't making any money. If we were going to sell these cars for these prices, we'd have probably been better off to sell them back when they were on that side of the line for the same price and made them go away. I'm not a proponent of taking cars to the auction and dumping them. I am a proponent of making sure we find a retail buyer at some number before the car gets over here. Once in a while, yeah, you got to take a car to the auction. You got to offer a car. I get that. I understand that. But by and large, your goal in life is to find a retail buyer. Hey, I'm Tommy Gibbs. I hope you like a new scoreboard. We think it's really, really slick. You've got to pay attention to the scoreboard. If you're into baseball, you're looking at the scoreboard. You're looking at the balls and strikes. If you're the baseball manager, you're looking at the count, blah, blah, blah. You've got to pay attention to the scoreboard. Hey, you can reach out to me, and I'm extremely responsive. You can call me at 850-251-2310. Or you can email me at tommy@tommygibbstraining.com. Be happy to help you any way I can. And thanks for being a customer. Thanks for being a potential customer. Have a great day. See you. Bye.